We are on our way back from Mohawk. Got a couple of messages from people. I'd sent out a message early this morning explaining what took place today. So, let me explain it as best I can again for everybody. We entered all our 2-year-olds. Entered them all Tuesday for Wednesday's draw. Now, last week they moved the fillies around. No big deal. Going to go light with the fillies. Not a big deal. Just in case they do that again. The colts usually go on Saturday. Fillies on Friday. Doesn't matter, trotters or pacers. That's usually how it is. Friday fillies, Saturday colts. You would think if they were going to move somebody again, it would be fillies, because they already moved them last week. It would be 7 days, 7 days. That isn't the case. This week, at noon, we got a text message. Everybody, it was a mass text message from the race office saying, we moved the trotting colts to Thursday morning. Well, that's great. We just trained 10 of them or something at the Mohawk. I literally just came off the track with Northern Blizzard, 1 mile and 2:12 with a big last quarter, and James texted me, Colts, don't go with that colt, the Colts are tomorrow, it's too late. So we got here today and we scratched everything I had in train. Now Mario, because they were coming back a little short, no need to real train that. If we were going to train them at all, it'd be very lightly today. So it just happened that Walk on the Moon. Now, I'll be completely honest with everybody. Fox Valley Britska trained yesterday. Trained a mile in 2:30. Easy mile at the farm. I'm talking about the ones that went a little harder at the track here. Easy mile at the farm. Really, Fox Valley Britska and Argento were kind of game time decisions. And I got to the barn. They all ate their breakfast. They seemed really good. They'll be fine to go. Fox Valley Britska, a little grabby in the face. I know, James, I didn't look at my text messages yet, but I know there's something, there'll be something mildly abusive on there from James about leaving with Fox Valley Britska. He was a handful. Rule number 1, going with trotters, keep them trotting. And I could have seesawed him behind the gate, but you remember how ignorant he can get. I didn't want him getting crazy. And honestly, he was only hot for, what, 1/8 of a mile. I got him backed up to the quarter. I started to get him reined into the half, and then Pops Marcel Barrio come out of the 2-hole. I'm like, geez, I can't. I'm not going to be able to release you unless you're trotting past me. And I just stuffed him back in. Where did the half end? A minute apiece? Mm-hmm. Minute and 4/5, 1-1. Right where I wanted to be with a big colt. Around the last turn, I just let him settle in. And I said, geez, he hasn't been this speed before. I don't know what his tank's going to look like. So around the last turn, I waited. I just chirped him once, and you could feel him. He didn't dig right into that 5th gear, but he kind of ground up into it. And as he got into top gear, I could feel it. You could see, if you look closely, you could probably see it. You can see his head duck into his head check. Now he's trotting wide open. We come out of the turn, and he really carried that speed right into the wire. That was a big last quarter, and a big mile for Fox Valley Britska. Anytime you can do that with a trotter. You going in?
No, did you want some?
No, I'll go in a sec. It's all right. Oh, you got to wear a mask in there now, too. Ontario rules. Johnny Shue will kill me if I don't put a mask on to go in the gas station. I got to go in 1 sec. I got to eat ice cream. I don't know what they got. Got to get Amy something. Anytime a trotter can carry their speed at that distance, the first time, Fox Valley Britska has been in 2-4 last week. Yeah, it was windy, so let's say it was 2-2. That dropped to 59 and a piece off a half and 1-1. That's a big mile for a colt, and he did it very good. Now, did he sit in quietly and sprint past everybody down the lane? No, he wasn't perfect. He was pretty friggin' good. And Fox Valley Britska was good. The only downside was he was coming in after the mile Walk on the Moon went. That was impressive. Anybody that likes horses, likes beautiful, fluid-gated trotters. I might be wrong. Mario might be right. Maybe he is our best trotting colt. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, be fine with me. Walk on the Moon looked impressive. I got a message from one of our clients on Walk on the Moon saying, he's back in 6 days. If we didn't go, it wasn't a big deal. He was going to go. I mean, now what we can do is, now it's what, the 20th or something here. It's doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's late enough in the month we can go 10 days. So in 10 days we'll race them. 10 days what's going on here now? Go away. Oh, I see what's going on. 10 days after that, we can race him in the stake race. So it works out great. Qualify him today. In 10 days, we'll look to race him. 10 days after that, it's a stake race. This colt looks legit last quarter, unless I was listening, because I was in the next one with Fox Valley Britska, so we're trying to get everything on him right. I forgot for a second that Walk on the Moon was in the qualifier, and I heard Walk on the Moon. I think his last quarter was 28 flat. Again, there's no need messaging me. I'll know in 5 minutes. He was exceptionally good. Now, you'd say to yourself, you can't really outdo that. If you look closely, I think if Mario moves the Lincoln Hanover in the last turn, he inhales. I could be wrong. That was a good-looking horse on the front end. But Argento was a little steppy, little out of gear, and I said, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to float you out. He was good. Argento was okay, but again, Lincoln Hanover was closing hard down in the middle of the track. 2 or 3 people come up and asked where we got him, who he was. Walk on the Moon also, and the little fella. Now, the little guy wasn't as flashy as Walk on the Moon, but you know what? You guys got to see, we called him the little troll all winter. You guys got to see what Fox Valley Britska did all winter, so I was impressed with him today. Earplugs. We had a snake cord on him. I was angry because I thought they left the snake cord off him. Then I go and look, and it's actually in his mouth. So he was pretty grabby today. I think he just wanted to get at it. So good for him. Well, maybe we'll just open him up, put in a can't see back, or maybe even an open bridle on him. He was good today. That was all him. Keep in mind, he didn't have a horse to race with. That was all him. I didn't pull the earplugs. I didn't roar at him. I tapped him a couple of times halfway down lane just to keep his attention trotting forward. But that was all him. That was a very, very busy mile for that colt today. Very impressed. And then let's not forget Off-Road Hanover. He's behind these colts. Missed a little time. First time behind the gate today. I'm sure he went a mile in 2.2. I'd say 2.2 off a half and 2, maybe 3. No, Jesus, he was over the half and 3 in a bit because he was back a little ways. That was a good mile for Off-Road Hanover also. So, unfortunately, we didn't. Now, GW Chrome was a scratch. He's actually in to go. Our first starter of 2020, our 2-year-old. GW Chrome will be racing Saturday night at Georgia. And crappy thing was he drew the 8-hole. There's a couple of horses that don't look that good in Georgia, and probably what I'd like to do is float them over into the 5-hole or something. Even the 6-hole, end up 2nd or 3rd over with them and have them attacking down the lane. That would be perfect. Somebody said, well, it's way too early to start a 2-year-old. Just so we're clear, this year plus 3 days. So I guess it must have been on a Tuesday. Globetrotting made her maiden voyage at Georgian Downs, which was Tuesday a year ago. GW Chrome's ready to go. Looks good. Very excited to race him. Obviously a little disappointed we had to scratch some horses today. Northern Blizzard trained awesome yesterday. He's not perfect in the sense I mean awesome. I mean powerful and fast. He's not comfortable. He's not perfect yet. You might even see him make the odd break at some point. But he is fast. I can't remember who he reminds me of, but it's somebody. Anyway, it's too bad we just scratched today, but those horses will be back next week with a number of other ones. We got a full slate on the go tomorrow and a full slate on Saturday. But today, a glowing success. 3 very, very good miles. 4 really. Off-Road Hanover was good, and Argento was pretty good too. So 3 fantastic miles and 2 really good miles. 5 for 5 at the Dummy Derbies, the qualifiers, on Thursday morning. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll give you another video tomorrow about how we did. And again, on Saturday. It is a beautiful day here in Ontario. Take care.